Hey guys, Phobos Gaming here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Field Medic Optimization build. I want to apologize first for the late upload of the Demolitionist.
Damn it! End of the line.
Now, without further ado, as you can see, I'm running a full left side build like I did with the Sharpshooter class. Now, a thing about this build that you should really know is that a lot of what you can do with any of the perks on the right side, dealing more damage or gaining resistance, you can actually do with the left side build. As when you use Symbiotic Health, which heals you for 10% of your own health anytime you heal an ally. It also applies any of the buffs that you would have applied to your ally, including Adrenaline Rush, which increases your movement speed, Focus Injection, which increases your damage, and Coagulant Booster, which increases your damage resistance. So this build is actually almost required for Suicidal or Hell on Earth, as these particular difficulties get very dangerous. Large quantities of Zeds, or just the sheer damage that they can do. Flesh Pounds deal nearly double what they used to deal in hard on just Suicidal. And the only way you could get by not using this build is if you are an extremely attentive medic and you spend nothing but your time healing. Now, that wouldn't be any fun for anybody, and I went about looking for a way to make sure that that didn't happen. So, a lot of what you will be doing is applying minor buffs, quick heals to your teammates, which will give you the buffs. You'll be able to quickly shoot down some Zeds because you'll have up to 20% extra damage, and they'll have resistance to damage as well, allowing them to take more punishment before you have to go back and heal them again. It should be mentioned that it is best to keep at least one player alive, as these buffs can be slightly difficult to apply to yourself without one, seeing as you need to use your medic grenade to do that. This build is also highly sought after in Hell on Earth matches, so if you're looking to run Hell on Earth with a group and they don't have one of these guys, it may not be requested, but it would be very helpful if you did run it. Now, a lot of people aren't healers, and I can understand that, as healing can be kind of boring, especially in games like this when you're not tearing your enemies limb from limb. However, these guns do make a rather satisfying kill from time to time, as they can shred enemies just like any of the other guns.
Get to the indicated pod for resupply.
However, it should be mentioned that the shotgun is not as good as the shotguns for the support class. However, the assault rifle, which is a major piece for your particular build, is very powerful, and even compared to the commando's weapons, can be just as useful. However, commandos do not as effectively wield this weapon, so it would not be suggested for them. Another big thing you want to make sure you do with this build is keep perk weapons only, as you want to be able to heal as much as physically possible, in case the event occurs where you get 3 Flesh Pounds spawning at one time and 2 Scrakes. I had that happen to me while I was leveling the build with a friend of mine who was playing a level 25 Berserker. Now, everybody else wiped but the 2 of us, and we were able to kill the remaining 100 Zeds on a Suicidal 10-round hard. Or not, 10-round hard. A Suicidal 10-round. He used the Zweihander, and we killed the Flesh Pounds and Scrakes within short order, not to mention all of the other Zeds that came nearby. He, during this particular round, never dropped below 50% health, even while taking punishment from the Flesh Pounds. Now, this is because he was running an optimized build for the Berserker, which in at least 2 to 3 days I will be uploading, hopefully, as I still need to complete the support and the commando. The Commando, however, should be done later today, so I will hopefully be uploading it today as well.
Heads up! Reloading! Lovely.
I can reopen the trigger pod.
As you can see, I'm firing my weapons in a burst style. You want to make sure to do this, as these weapons can get very unwieldy when you try to rapid fire them. We just finished round 2 of a short suicidal, which is roughly the equivalent of a round 4 to 5, maybe even a 6 on round, or 10 round.
Buy armor.
Now, once you have your assault rifle, you have your biggest weapon, and you can choose between picking up the submachine gun and the pistol, or just picking up the shotgun and the pistol, which I would go with the shotgun and the pistol, as it gives you more firepower and it lets you heal just a hair more often, as the shotgun is a single tier above the submachine gun. However, it should be noted again that the shotgun is not particularly great, but it is a better alternative to the submachine gun, which has a lower recharge rate for its medic syringe.
More Zeds inbound.
A nifty little trick you can pull with the medic class is tossing down a medic grenade in front of a door that has been welded, and you will slowly, as you can see, get kills.
Not so chemical romance.
Zeds are outnumbered, but there are plenty left.
Easy as pie. Hey, monster! Taste this! Fantastic! Oh,
Careful, guys.
Casino. That's nearly all of them.
As you can see, with a well-coordinated team, you won't have to spend a lot of time healing unless there are large quantities of Scrakes and Flesh Pounds.
Thanks.
Or if you get dislocated from your holdout position, such as the barn or another space where it has limited ways of the Zeds getting in.
That door was just forever.
Glad to see you made it through. Make for the pod and gear up.
We just completed round 3, which is the equivalent of 7 or 8, and now we're finally moving on to round 4, which should be roughly the equivalent of a round 10 for a long suicidal. Although there'll be slightly less Zeds, but there will likely be more Flesh Pounds
So
involved.
far, so good.
We're almost out of time. Make your choices. Bring up the trading controls and upgrade your gear.
All got enough ammunition?
Glad you made it back. Don't bleed on anything.
As you can see, we finally have a full lobby, and we even have a Berserker who is running melee, who will need our attention from time to time, making sure to keep his health up so that he can keep the bigger Zeds away, knocked down, stunned, killed, whatever he really needs to do.
Reloading, reloading.
Heads up! Reloading! Need to fight the beast.
Start. Now finish the job. Allez.
Someone in our team
As you can see, we had 3 Flesh Pounds spawn, which is going to make things very hectic very quickly. We need to make sure that our lovely little Berserker here stays fit, alive. As you can see, with the help of the 2 medics running buff builds, the Berserker was easily able to take care of the Flesh Pounds in very short order because these builds stack. So rather than getting a regular 20%, he was very quickly getting 40. This is why the Field Medic is one of the more dangerous classes. If they're running in groups, they're capable of incredible damage if they continue to buff one another. As you can see, some of us ended up getting displaced. We don't know where the Berserker went, but he's still alive. There he is, he ran back inside.
Don't worry, it'll pass soon.
Spin freely. Things are about to get
Finally, we
serious.
come to the boss round, which the medic's job becomes extremely important. The medic will all but basically stop dealing damage. I mean, your damage is basically going to drop down to nothing,
Come and get your tools of
seriously,
trade.
because your main job is to make sure that your buddies stay alive. But since there is 2 medics in this particular room, it shouldn't be too terribly hard for us to
Final
continue
choice.
to deal damage.
Enemies on the
In
score.
addition,
I'm made of money.
Guys, anyone feeling bored?
in addition to healing.
You earned the money. Now spend it.
Don't jinx us.
Now, depending on the boss you get,
Last
things could be
chance.
easier
I
or
have to
more
power down the
difficult,
bar.
as the Patriarch can be somewhat cumbersome for a healer, as he deals a massive amount of damage in a single swing, as opposed to
Time's up.
Volter, who does very little damage, but very rapidly.
I shall exterminate you.
In this case, we got the easier of the two, but not every time you will.
Just tell yourselves you've got a new time for a new experiment. Let's try gas.
Your face.
Tis but a skirmish. You are no
During this
challenge.
particular fight, we're going to have to keep a close eye on everybody's health,
Defeat is inevitable.
because we don't want to lose anybody, as that will hurt our damage per second greatly.
Submit to me.
We need to fight in peace.
What's the easy part? See what I have for you next, piggies.
Watch out. Ahead. I'm flying. Harmful chemical romance. Grenade incoming.
Chosen a new subject.
Fight in peace.
You are no challenge either. Die. Kale's fine.
Another thing you really need to watch out for that I forgot to mention were the husks, as in Suicidal, these guys are very cumbersome to deal with because of their plasma thrower.
We need to fight in peace. You're on these. You good?
Submit to me. I've chosen a new subject. Yes, 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 yes.
Really good. Up.
Take a deep breath now. Time for some fresh meat. Defeat is inevitable. Feed me. Ready to die.
Can't have you dying on me.
Am I meant to
We
be
need to fight in peace. Can't have you dying on me.
What's the easy part? See what I have to do next, piggies.
Harmful chemical romance.
Oh crap, that went south fast. As you can see, even with the competent medic or medics, things can go south really quickly if you're not careful and suicidal.
Let's see how submit Granada. Die, fine. Die! Die now! Ready to die!
Nice.
Defeat is inevitable!
Down.
I'm sorry. Obey your friend. Time for some fresh meat. This will stop you, worms. This must stop you. Submit to me. You. Yes, you. Defeat is inevitable.
I'll fix you.
Embrace your
As you can see, the two of us are easily outpacing Volter while our buffs last for that short period.
ready to die.
Feeling full of strength.
I'm reloading.
You are no challenge. Submit to me. This will stop you, worms. This must stop you.
Oh, and I died finally. Well, that's probably game over for us. But I do hope you guys liked the build, liked the video. So please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. I will be doing another video, at least one, after I finish the optimized builds. After that, I will likely move on to another game. So until my next video, please enjoy the Zeds and
Something to get
have a good day.